Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is soimwatching RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 15, Episode 5.
House of Fashion.
And if you want to watch the episode with us, live, unedited, uncut, you can, bigger, longer, and uncut, you can head on over to our Patreon and join the $3 Watchers tier. We have our actual unedited feed, so you can watch the episode with us.
Yes, you can.
This was a good episode.
I liked this one a lot.
I really liked this one. At this point, I have a grasp on all of the queens. There were a couple ones that were a little bit...
in the background.
Yeah, falling behind, and I think that they've all fully come into play.
They're just as, 16 is so many.
Mm-hmm. I liked every aspect of this episode.
Yeah.
We had a reading challenge, which I was really hesitant going in with this many queens, and also... This is effective. Each episode is 2 to 3 days. And so I'm like, do they know each other well enough to properly read each other? Which, I mean, a pro should be able to do it on spot. Yeah. But I was afraid it was just going to be mean. Yeah. And based on what they showed us, it looked like everybody knocked it out of the park. This was one of the best reading challenges in a while.
It was one of the ones where it didn't feel like anybody got their feelings hurt and nobody went too far with it, to the point where it made it awkward.
It's just stuff like Sasha's old and I don't know.
Lucy has a bad face.
That's the most, which I don't know. Well, I don't talk about
face work.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was a couple of them that were really good. Lucy won, and from there they went on to the main challenge. I wanted to comment that I think Lux might be my...
I like Lux a lot.
Might be she's definitely the one to watch. She had a gorgeous look just in the workroom.
Yep.
Just behind the scenes. I was like, ooh. They were given a design challenge that I think was incredibly ambitious.
I also, they didn't pick their own teams. This is a rare moment where they were randomly assigned into teams, which I sort of love because it cuts down on one of the areas of tension.
So it was a sewing challenge. It was a group project. They had to interpret the style of... They were given a topic that they had to interpret. The topic was one of the judges, one of the 3 judges. It had to be unique to them, but also cohesive to the group and the inspiration.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of moving parts. Yeah.
That is layers. And the couple of them couldn't sew, or at least in Malaysia's case, claimed that they couldn't sew. Yeah. It was really... I honestly don't think anyone really biffed it. I don't think
anybody super fully embarrassed themselves. Once we got to the critiques, I saw what they were saying, but even still, I'm like... If I made any of those things, I'd be proud of myself, no matter what.
And actually, I'll add a 6th thing to the challenge. It was upholstery. It was
some of it was. They were literally taking box cutters.
It was curtains and items. It wasn't like they were just given fabric bolts.
Poor Spice. They were like, why are you cutting that pillow? She's like, so I don't have to take the pillow apart. And they all were like, there's a zipper on it.
We did have some backstage stuff. Apparently there was a kind of a knockdown, drag out brawl last week between Mistress and Marsha. And we missed it, but they seemingly...
She pissed.
seemingly buried the hatchet. But Mistress is another one that I like a lot.
Yeah.
She's a real bitch. But I think I said this earlier, but it's real Bianca Del Rio where she puts that on.
Yeah.
And there's just something about how much she has taken to the twins and, at this point, Spice.
Yeah.
She's very nurturing to them, and...
I think it's nice.
Yeah. I enjoy it. And we did get a little bit more background from Jax that was really interesting, really insightful, and just, oof. I mean, a lot of this stuff you kind of assume where it's going.
Yeah, it's just very white people in Connecticut in the 90s adopted a little brown boy and didn't totally know what they were doing with that.
Well, but I mean, I think that I don't think that that's necessarily the issue. The thing that gets me is that she felt the need to justify her her being there. She kept having to be like, I'm allowed to be here. And that's just, that's wild to hear, let alone to live it. I just woof.
Connecticut is very waspy. Yeah.
From there, I guess we'll go right into the runway. It was a good runway. I was kind of all around.
Yeah.
Impressed.
Very impressed. And this fucking lemony yellow thing from Rue is...
I was going to say, this was a great look from Rue.
Yeah. And the eye makeup, like you said, is so good. And the earrings are a lot of fun. All of it.
Yeah, the makeup really... Because it's like, obviously the yellow, but then there's sort of pink. And I guess I almost wish there was a little bit of pink somewhere, just a teeny bit, or almost like it was lined or something. But yeah, this is the first one that I like from Rue. And Michelle looked...
Michelle always.
She always does, but still, that's a beehive.
The beehive, yeah.
And the guest judge was the incomparable Janelle Monae.
Love her.
I thought this was fantastic.
For me, this was top 2.
I don't know. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that she was just safe.
Me too.
This just looks like something she brought.
Yeah.
And
like, I think she should have been in the second batch. Like, safe in the second batch.
Well, yeah.
And I just, like, she should have gotten a critique on this because it's awesome. And it absolutely...
Also the makeup, that insane highlight, but it works. It's good. Yeah, I love this. She's another one that I really like.
I like her a lot. And this looks incredible on her, too.
This is good.
Here's the thing, though. I really liked their line, because it's like I said while we were watching it, that each one has an element of the next one in the line.
This group, yeah.
It was definitely the most cohesive, and because it's like the animal print comes here from Mistress, but then it's the gold that comes in with the next one, and then it's like...
Or the shiny.
And then it's like, and then it's black with a little bit of purple, and then it was Luxe with the purple at the end. Yeah, and here comes the gold.
This one, it looks good when you're just sort of watching it, but by the time they singled it out and started to pick it apart, I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm a little bit on your side. I kind of think that if there just wasn't that panty ruffle, it might have eked through. I don't know. I think it was her. She seems great. She
seems great, but it's like not. Yeah, and so now there's the animal print again, but the purple is here for the first time.
I like this a lot. My biggest issue so far, it's going to take me a minute to stop saying the twins, but my biggest issue so far is that it's a lot of the same. It's a lot of. It's very, very well. Young person doing Y2K aesthetic, and
I think it's a little too skimpy also.
I think that there's enough, and especially given the design challenge of it all, like if you were gonna fall back on one of your crutches.
Sure. Yeah, and then this is number one look of the night for me.
This is probably one of my favorite looks ever.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Everything about it. I would
never know that it was upholstery. I would never know that it was from...
No. And like shower curtain hooks or whatever. Yeah. No, it's awesome.
And they talked about it because she was talking about making pants and we were like, ooh, really? That's risky.
It. Yeah.
And but Michelle even brought up like the zebra, like the places where it matches and it contrasts and stuff. I don't know. I'm blown away.
It's really impressive.
By this.
Yeah. And just the flowy sleeves and then like I said before, the head wrap too.
Color purple.
It's the best color.
She has this gorgeous skin tone that is really soaks up.
You can see the pieces that come through in each one. I think it's like actually really impressive as a line of clothes too.
I liked this a lot.
Yeah, it's cute.
Like I said, I would have gone that Disney designer Merida doll, which is just kind of like a more active wear. I don't know that active wear is quite what this is.
I think it is. I still think it's like a little unhinged that this was Carson's. It's so weird to me.
Robin's one of the ones that is still, she's the furthest away from me.
I agree with that.
And liking this as much as I do, I think is helpful for her.
She's so pretty.
It's definitely a look.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I think I get Jax's like vibe for the most part, but I think it would have been maybe better to go for a straightforward Heathers thing as opposed to like
punk rock
Heathers. And I just think the wig was a mistake.
I kind of love the wig.
I think that maybe do a mullet, but the color is wrong.
This is good.
I like it.
Very solid.
Anitra started out really strong and she faded the last couple episodes, but I still like her a lot.
I was gonna say, I don't know the word faded. I think she's very safe.
Yeah.
I think she started strong and is now safe. It's not always good to start strong.
No, it's true. I know.
So we actually really liked this initially.
Well, this whole vibe, this feels so much like her, and the like puffy vest of it all, and then this move is cool.
But I do agree with Janelle Monae.
I do see it.
I think that this is a more convoluted, less refined take on that thing Utica, the sleeping bag Utica did.
Sure. But she also said maybe keep it like simple underneath. So if it had been just like the red bodysuit underneath with like then this thing, I think that would have probably been the key. This is like pretty cohesive. I'm fine with it.
It's cohesive in that there's plaid
and everything. Yeah.
Also, this isn't their fault, but I just am the least
It's
intrigued
like not
by.
a good aesthetic for me. Yeah. This is unbelievable.
This is really good. I agree with you though. I don't like the necklace.
It's the necklace is too much.
But the rest of it is.
I think she could have done necklace or earrings, but both of them is too much.
And actually, the sleeves, because Michelle commented on it.
Yeah, she is trying to take it off.
But there's something about the long, because it's a cape.
Yeah,
it's a cover up. But there's something about long fitted sleeves that's really interesting, and you don't see that on swimwear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That I find very.
And I do love the pink on the inside, flamingos on the outside. It's very cool. This is so
I
fun.
really liked this. There is an element of it that I think you can a little bit tell that she had to work with what material that she was given. I think if she were to make this look intentionally herself, there would be a slightly more cohesion.
I think I would lose the palm pattern and focus on the wavy, because I think that's what makes it feel like sloppy is not even the right word. No, because it doesn't totally fit together. But
I like it so much considering that I'm really kind of picking at it. But I think the fact. I think that's because I like it so much that it's so close to almost just being just a straightforward outfit.
You can also see yellow in the. So if she had just taken off that and then, but I think maybe she thought it wouldn't be cohesive enough with the rest of them if she didn't have that palm pattern.
It's the fact that I like. I'm actually having this issue with Lucy. It's the fact that I like it so much that I'm being kind of critical, which is a weird place to be in, but it happens sometimes.
She is serving drunk aunt at the beach bungalow.
She has such a face for drag. And he's so cute.
He's very
and
cute.
all those tattoos and then that voice of an angel.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I ended up loving this. I was a little worried. I ended up loving
I wasn't quite as gooped as Janelle Monae was, but
she was pretty gooped.
I would have never known. If we didn't know that she was struggling with this, I would have never known.
Me too. And the hat
also,
is
we
so
had the
silly,
wig, the hat, the makeup, like they're this is great.
It's great. It's very Marsha.
When we were in our reaction, I was like, she's so prissy.
She is
doing her little pirouettes down. I love Marsha. She gave you blue eyeshadow.
She did. She's taken the notes about the face. There's a lot more going on.
I'm telling you, she gives me Gigi good.
I see it. Yeah, I think first and last were the most cohesive, but the Michelle one.
1, 3, 2 in that order.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, it was Amethyst and Selena Estides in the bottom, and they lip sync to Janelle Monae's Queen. It was kind of a foregone conclusion, but I think when Selena dropped the skirt and then pointed to it with the "there goes my skirt" line is really the moment where she secured it.
Yeah.
And Amethyst was a very gracious
sport. Yeah, it was good, and it was a funny like send off. It was nice. She wasn't like sobbing, which is
she was
super
really bummed. But
yeah.
that little shtick that she did, it was just the right amount.
It was good
to end on for us,
and Lux won,
as is her right.
Yeah.
As she should.
I don't know. You make perfectly lined up zebra.
Look at it right there. It's so good.
I think you win everything.
My eye goes to the pink and then right to that.
Yeah.
That, like I said, this might be God tier for me.
It's very good.
I'm curious to see if anyone else is going to have that strong of a reaction.
No, I'm certain they'll all hate it.
Everybody. Well, people are liking Lux, but we are frequently
alone on an island. Was it Carrie Colby wore that hair thing that we thought was like so cool and interesting?
The hair like jumpsuit.
And everybody was like, this is hideous. And I was like, it's cool though.
I forgot about that. Oh boy. Okay. Well, hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you had fun. And we'll be back next week to do this all over again. Thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that. And hopefully we see you back.
Bye.